Real Madrid loses at Betis as Isco spearheads to 2-1 comeback. Atletico leads. The former Madrid player delivered a corner kick that was headed in by fellow midfielder Johnny Cardoso in the 34th minute on Saturday, cancelling out Brahim Diaz's opener for Madrid. Real Madrid stumbled in the three-way race for the Spanish league title as Isco Alarcón guided Real Betis to a 2-1 comeback win over the defending champion. The former Madrid player delivered a corner kick that was headed in by fellow midfielder Johnny Cardoso in the 34th minute on Saturday, cancelling out Brahim Diaz's opener for Madrid. Isco then put Betis ahead from the penalty spot in the 54th after he passed to Jesus Rodriguez and Madrid defender Antonio Rudiger knocked the Betis forward down in the area. Madrid's loss left it level on points with Barcelona, which hosts Real Sociedad on Sunday. Atletico Madrid moved to points clear of them both at the top of the table after substitute Julian Alvarez scored to secure a 1-0 win over Athletic Bilbao. Kylian Mbappé was back starting for Madrid after missing one game because of a problem with a tooth. Coach Carlo Ancelotti substituted him with 15 minutes left, saying that his dental issue had impeded him from training properly and that his star striker was not 100%. "We weren't able to keep our initiative and the result got away from us," Ancelotti said. "This is a hard blow, and we have to react. Today we didn't play well." Madrid had led the league but is now struggling with just one victory its last 5 rounds, a poor run that includes a defeat at modest Espanyol. Isco left Madrid 3 years ago, having helped it win 5 Champions League titles before he lost his starting job and then struggled to get off the bench. But Madrid might wish it had him back after the 32-year-old midfielder was the most decisive player on the field at the Benito Villamarín. Isco, however, shared the credit for the win with his teammates. "Madrid has the best players in a million different ways it can hurt you, so if it weren't for the hard work of the entire team we wouldn't have been able to do this," Isco said, before adding that he was still grateful for his time at Madrid. The playmaker also showed he has not been slowed down by a leg injury that likely cost him a spot on Spain's European Championship side last summer. He returned to the field in December and is playing like he'd never been away. Madrid started strong and looked ready to romp when Mbappé played Ferland Mendy through, and the left back squared the ball for Brahim to score. But Isco delivered a swerving corner kick for Cardoso, who was marked at the penalty spot to thump a header through the arms of Thibaut Courtois. Shortly after, as rain poured down, Courtois had to make a wonder save to palm another Cardoso header over the bar in first half injury time. Coach Manuel Pellegrini had to be satisfied with his team's defending as the hosts frustrated any thoughts of a Madrid rally after Isco put them ahead from the spot. "We went for the win and generated more scoring chances than they did," Pellegrini, a former Madrid coach, said. "They played better in the first 15 minutes and deserved their goal, but from there on it was our match." Madrid was without Jude Bellingham, who was serving the second of a 2-game suspension for cursing at a referee. Dani Ceballos was out with a leg injury, and Federico Valverde was recovering from an unspecified knock. 6th-place Betis likewise had several players on the injury list, including midfielders William Carvalho and Marc Roca. Philip Billing kept Napoli right on Inter Milan's tail at the top of Serie A after scoring a late equalizer in Saturday's exciting 1-1 draw in Naples. Denmark midfielder Billing tapped home his first Napoli goal 3 minutes from the end at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, and shortly after replacing Billy Gilmour, to keep second-place Napoli 1 point behind Inter. The 32-year-old, on loan from Bournemouth, scored after a driving run from Stanislav Lobotka, pouncing on the rebound when his first effort was saved by Inter goalkeeper Josep Martinez. Up to that point, it had looked like Federico Di Marco's stunning free kick in the 22nd minute would be enough for Inter to strike a huge blow in their bid to retain the Scudetto. "There's a bit of disappointment because we played well against a good team. It's pointless trying to hide it. Inter are a very, very good team and the one to beat," said Napoli coach Antonio Conte. "Playing the way we did against should help us understand that if we want to we can have a say." Anyone who said at the start of the season that we'd be a point off the top with 11 matches remaining would have been sectioned. Simone Inzaghi's Inter were on the back foot for much of the match and needed some desperate defending as they tried to escape Naples with all 3 points. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, thank you. Bayer Leverkusen cut Bayern Munich's lead in the Bundesliga back to 8 points ahead of the side's Champions League last 16 clash, with a 4-1 win at Eintracht Frankfurt on Saturday. Bayern's comeback win over Stuttgart on Friday has sent them 11 points clear of champions Leverkusen, wanting to keep their slim hopes of defending the Bundesliga title alive. Leverkusen did not blink against third-place Frankfurt, scoring 3 goals in a 7-minute blitz to grab hold of the game. Nathan Tella latched onto a defense-splitting Granit Xhaka pass and slotted home after 26 minutes. Nordi Mukiel scored Leverkusen's second 3 minutes later, prodding a loose ball into the goal through a crowded penalty area. Patrick Schick scored 4 minutes later, sliding in an Alex Grimaldo pass, his 16th goal in his past 14 games. Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike took advantage of a poor pass from Mukiel to score in the 37th minute, despite the hosts starting the second half brightly. A cracking long-range effort from Alex Garcia with 63 minutes gone sealed a crucial win for Xabi Alonso's side, who go to Bayern in Europe on Wednesday. It's easy to talk, but to show it on the pitch is harder. We want to show once more that we can take the fight to Bayern, Alonso told DAZN. Xhaka felt it was the perfect preparation for the all-German showdown. We're strong enough to aggravate Bayern next week. There's still plenty in it for us in the Champions League, said Xhaka. The loss continued Frankfurt's slide, having lost 4-0 at Bayern last week and only won once in 6 league matches since Omar Marmoush departed for Manchester City. Serhou Guirassy scored as Borussia Dortmund boosted their faint top for hopes with a 2-0 win at St. Pauli. Fresh from scoring 4 goals in a 6-0 demolition of Union Berlin last time out, Guirassy put Dortmund in front 5 minutes into the second half, tapping in a Karim Adeyemi pass. Adeyemi put Dortmund in control with an excellent solo goal 8 minutes later. The 23-year-old Adeyemi, one of the smallest players on the pitch, latched onto a long ball and used his strength to grapple past to defenders before slotting home. It is the first time Dortmund have won 2 in a row in the league this season. Dortmund, who hosts Lille in the Champions League last 16 on Tuesday, sit 10th, 6 points off 4th with 10 games remaining. Guirassy has 24 goals in all competitions for Dortmund since arriving from Stuttgart in July, more than St. Pauli have managed in the league all season. Leipzig led a 1-goal lead slipped to lose to 2-1 at home against Mainz, who moved into 4th spot. Xavi Simons gave Leipzig the best possible start, tucking in a rebound from close range after 1 minute. Mainz turned the game on its head in 6 second-half minutes. One-time Germany midfielder Nadim Amiri cut in from close range after 52 minutes and current national team striker Jonathan Burkhardt added a second soon after. Leipzig have won just 1 of their past 8 games in the league and are in danger of missing out on Champions League qualification for the first time since 2017-18. Elsewhere, Wolfsburg kept their hopes of European qualification on track with a 2-1 win at Werder Bremen, thanks to a double from Patrick Wimmer. Wolfsburg are 7th, 1 point and 1 place behind Leipzig, who occupy the UEFA Conference League qualification spot. A Robin Hack double and a Nathan Ngomu goal took Borussia Mönchengladbach to a 3-0 win at Heidenheim, drawing them level with Wolfsburg on 37 points. Heidenheim picked up a crucial win in their bid to avoid the drop, beating lowly Bochum 1-0 with Bayern-bound Tom Bischoff scoring the only goal. Manchester City youngster Nico O'Reilly scored twice to spare his illustrious teammates blushes and deny championship strugglers Plymouth another famous FA Cup scalp. For 7 glorious minutes, that magnificent, buoyant, vocal 7,800-strong Plymouth support, who made the 560-mile round trip north knowing they would not be back home until the early hours of Sunday morning, dared to dream. Maxim Talovyarov, a 24-year-old January signing from Lask, whose parents live in Ukrainian capital Kiev, had headed in Matthew Soranola's corner and looked to the skies in celebration as Argyle's fans celebrated. After knocking out Premier League leaders Liverpool in the 4th round, were they about to beat another of English football's giants in the 5th? With a little help from skipper Kevin De Bruyne, O'Reilly decided not. In first-half stoppage time, De Bruyne, who since his debut in the competition in January 2016 has been involved in more FA Cup goals than anyone else, curled in a brilliant free kick that O'Reilly headed home. Then, 14 minutes from time, after Plymouth goalkeeper Connor Hazard had produced a brilliant double save to deny Erling Haaland and Bernardo Silva, O'Reilly was on hand at the far post to nod home Phil Foden's corner. The goal was a shattering blow for Plymouth, whose hopes were ended in the final minute when De Bruyne turned home Haaland's low cross from 4 yards. The result confirms City's status as overwhelming favorites for the game and keeps Pep Guardiola in the hunt for a 3rd victory in a tournament he loves. But the Plymouth fans can take pride in their team's performance on that long trip home. Having backed them to the hilt with their magnificent support, we created a lot and conceded little, the basics we have done for many years, Guardiola said. We're happy to reach the quarterfinals and with the way we played. How many times in the last years have we reached the semifinals? When you arrive 6 times in a row in the semifinals, it's because the FA Cup is important. When you play in this competition and you behave like the way we behave, I'm so proud. I love it. We're one game away from Wembley and we'll see what happens. Please, like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.